Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas from the JB Sills Show. Oh man, I remember a year ago and it was Christmas. Now it's Christmas again and we're still doing the show.
Yeah, can you imagine Christmas happens every year?
Yeah, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? I hope you have a Merry Christmas. You're obviously not watching this on Christmas because I don't think we're putting this out on Christmas unless of course I'm wrong, which I might be.
We are putting this out on Christmas, you're wrong.
Okay, well you're still probably not watching it on Christmas because who wants to hear about the school system on Christmas, to be honest? I mean, like...
That's true.
You know, it's not the kind of thing you want to hear about. But of course, Merry Christmas. We have a great fun show thingamajig for you planned out today. We got tons of gameplay in the background, tons of epic, amazing, pro, super duper gameplay that's gonna be totally great and relatable.
Oh yeah, it's super fun to learn about the downfall of this country.
Alright, so before we get into it, I need to make my my basically required request that you watch the whole video because we need to get that viewer retention rate up. Come on, let's get cracking. You know what? Actually, here's an idea. Just like scroll to the very end of the video. Just do that.
You know what, JB? You're not helping. Let's continue.
Okay, so today we wanted to talk about the wonderful conversation of the ways schools set you up for failure.
Now, this is probably one of the most known downfalls of the school system is they don't teach you how to file your taxes or be a good person in life. But we're still going to talk about it because, you know, there's always more to say. So we'll get into it first. They don't teach you how to actually, prepare for life. You know, with stuff you have to do as an adult, like taxes and bills and pay for a house.
Fun.
Because, you know, a lot of young adults don't save money for this stuff.
But please let me learn about the water cycle for the 15th time.
Yes, we have to know how rain falls, because if we don't, we're gonna fail.
If we don't, we're gonna be like, what is that coming out of the sky?
Now, 2 years ago, or something along that lines, we did a financial literacy class. And by class, I mean 1 week, 1 hour a day. So 5 hours of financial literacy, which is not very good. And basically all they taught you was, hey, you know those things you need to buy? Buy the ones that are most important.
Wow.
And don't use credit cards that often because guess what? You can't pay for it.
And although this aspect of schools is talked about a lot, there are a lot of overlooked parts. For instance, more physical or I guess practical stuff. Like for instance, did you know that until the 1970s or 60s, you learned how to shoot a gun in school? Make of that what you will. But not even that. You should know how to tie knots. You should know how to do a lot of practical stuff. You should know how to basic repairing, basic mechanical stuff.
Our school had a small cooking class, which was bad and very bad. Yes, we did not learn a lot of stuff. We didn't learn how to. We used way too many dishes and everything.
Oh.
So it doesn't help you cook at all. But you know, learning how to cook is a useful skill. I know how to cook. JB doesn't, but
what's cooking? Is that like when you put the bread into the toaster and then you put butter on it?
Yes, that's cooking.
Wow.
But you know, cooking is just one aspect. As you said, mechanical stuff, that's useful to know.
What do I do if there's a leakage? What do I do if my toilet's clogged? What do I do if my,
Hey, you know this screwdriver? How do I use that?
Yeah, just there's a million different problems you can have in your house, and I don't want to pay someone $100 an hour to fix it if I could do it in 15 minutes for nothing.
Right. I bet 0 kids in our school would know how to fix basic home problems.
Myself included.
Houses are complicated, but some problems are easy to fix without paying $150 for someone to come over.
Right. Another overlooked aspect is school lunch. We love our school lunches, don't we? Don't we, folks? We do love our school lunches.
Yeah, they're real tasty, as I would know, because I stopped eating them in 6th grade.
Okay, I know you're gonna give me crap for not having stopped eating them until very recently, but I have not eaten pizza. I have not eaten school pizza since kindergarten because I found some weird stuff in it, and I was like, you know what? Probably not a good idea.
I'm gonna be honest. It's not surprising. It doesn't taste good.
Yeah, well, there was something a little weird looking in the pizza, and I was like, you know what? This doesn't seem very healthy or safe or anything.
Yep.
And then you have the whole meat scandals that have happened over the last years.
You can check out our episode about school lunches. It's the animated episode, and I don't do this anymore because they were bad. But you can check that out in the.
I think it's still pinned actually on the channel, on the top video thing.
Probably, but click on the link up there in the corner.
Oh, yes, there shall be a link. I shall remember to put that in.
Yes. Okay. So, past, that stuff, well, let's think about other things they could teach you just to be more successful in real life. Now, we all have gym class. I think, every school has gym class. Every school ever has gym class. You know what they could teach for just a little bit in gym class? Self-defense. Now, I know this could be a bit controversial because bullying, and if the bullies knew self-defense and how to attack someone,
Still, I think it's a good idea to have just a generally good idea. And again, I think it's interesting at least very interesting that you learn how to shoot guns in school not all that long ago.
I don't know about teaching that in school now, but it is interesting that it happened.
Just interesting thought. I'm not gonna take a side on that, but I mean, it could be a good idea potentially. So basically, when you go to school, you're not actually learning. It's all very tangential what you're learning. You're not learning anything that's gonna help you. And perhaps the number one reason for that is because you're secluded from the outside world. One of my favorite quotes is from a guy named John Holt. He says that I don't think that schools are just a good idea gone wrong. I think they're a bad idea because you cannot learn when you're inside this building, secluded from their outside world. Learning has to come from experience, from actually seeing things instead of these bland walls with 20 posters to make you feel good on them.
And then the times you do go on, it's a field trip to God knows where. I don't know. I think you went to the aquarium once.
That was
Is that how you say it? I don't know the name.
Yeah, that is what it is called.
Went to an aquarium and we definitely saw things.
Sure.
We saw a fish or two.
Maybe.
But no one wanted to be there, to be honest. And the best part of the trip was going to the gift shop. So.
The best part of the trip for me was getting to eat my friend's food.
All right, great.
Well, it was a lot. He ordered a really big. I don't remember what it was. It was some sort of dessert thing, and I got to eat a bunch of it because he couldn't have it all.
Great.
Anyway, let's get.
Am I keeping that in the video?
Sure.
Okay. I remember we did one field trip to a historic site, and it was 90 degrees out with humidity, and it sucked, and I hated it. And then after that, we went to a farm.
That was bad.
Which was also bad, yes.
Very bad.
I was excited for that field trip, but it was not fun. Have you had any interesting field trips where you learned nothing?
Oh well, yeah. I've gone to 20 nature conservation sites or something.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just what am I even doing here?
I mean, that's kind of how I feel every day at school, to be honest.
It's true. I mean, I don't think most young people know why they hate school, but everybody knows something is really wrong with it. Really wrong with these places where you really aren't doing anything of work. Everything you're doing is tangential, meaning it's not really applicable to anything, and it's kind of okay, I'm learning math, but you're never told what you're going to use math for. You're never told why you need to learn how to write well. You're never told why you need to learn. You don't know why you're doing anything. You should know why you're doing stuff. Otherwise, you're not going to care.
Agreed. I want to end this video off by, because we don't have that much time left, but talking about the 4 or so core subjects and how they don't really teach you what you should know. Then by 4, I mean 2, which is math and language arts.
Fun.
Like you were talking about with the math, a lot of people, sure, you know the quadratic formula or something, but do you know how to multiply things in your head? Do you know what 7 times 8 is? That's going to be the more important thing, isn't it?
Not a whole lot of. They don't teach a whole lot of basics. We'll just say that.
Right. I mean, I get that for more advanced math you would use a calculator, but we just never go back to the can you do 7 times 8 in your head?
Yeah, and a whole lot of people can't.
Because it's useful when looking at especially prices in a store. You're comparing the bigger volume to a smaller volume of things or whatever.
But they would never tell you that's why you should know these things. They would never say that.
Right. And then in language arts, for whatever job you're doing, I don't know too much about jobs because I don't have a job, but paychecks and well, that's more math. But for language arts, like if you have to write up a report or anything, they don't really teach you how to do stuff like that. All they teach you is write a essay in this exact format with 5 sentences in each paragraph and 3 sentences in the first paragraph.
You're just so secluded and nothing seems like it matters. Because really nothing does matter in school. It's just a game. It's just a game to see how many A's you can collect. It's like I mean, you got level 1, first grade. Level 2, second grade. How many A's can you collect?
Right.
It's ridiculous.
And you just don't learn how to write up or write up important things or do math for important things. Instead, you know how to write an essay do MLA citation or something.
So I have no idea how to get a job, but I can analyze the irony in a poem that was written 150 years ago. So I'm good for life.
Great job, JB.
All right. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. I like going off topic a lot.
It's fun. Well, it's like relatable or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe and leave a like. It would really help the channel out. Yeah, the channel's a thing. We've been doing like Christmas. Hey, this is pretty cool, right? We love Christmas. Yeah.
Christmas is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. All right, so until next time, I've been your host JB,
And I'm a producer, Brooke.
and we are signing off.